All right. Welcome to How Can She Snap, the Marvel Snap podcast for the filthy casual. I'm the kid, as always, one half of the Super Snap Bros. Coming in with my man.
No big deal.
Oh yeah. We got a spicy episode here. We got a lot of new content. Let's just get into it, man. How you been? How you been this week after the changes? New OTA changes.
Pretty good. I didn't play too much last season, and then on the last day, I tried to do infinite push, and I failed. Kid, I failed. I stalled out around 97, and last season the Nimrod, no problem getting it into infinite. It's cruising. I only pull 3 cards, easy times. But I tried like 4 different decks, and I played for like maybe 2-3 hours, and I stalled at like 96, 97, back and forth, and I was like, all right, well. We'll go then. We'll rally next season.
No big deal. But
that just is proof that I'm a filthy casual. So there we go.
Well, of course we are. The funny thing is, I did the exact same thing as you, kind of. I didn't really play too much, but because you saw that I just bought Galactus, like a dirty, filthy player that I am.
It's okay.
So I wanted to try him out, and I was at rank like 85, 86. And then like within like a couple hours, I got to rank like 95.
Nice.
Which is a generic Galactus deck, and I filmed some of it, so I'll put a video up for that. But it's just hilarious. Like I didn't really know what I was doing. I was probably misplaying, and it felt almost like when it hits. It's kind of easy. There's some some nuance, but it was great. And then once I got to like 95, 96. There were so many sweaty players, so much Galactus, and I was like, oh, you know what? I'm not a try hard guy, so I felt like I'm not gonna grind. I'm not feeling like grinding so much against these sweaty players. I was just jerking around,
Yeah, I had my deck kind of, I had Arrow and Cosmo in it, so it was like, I put a bunch of Galactus stuff in all my decks, and yeah, I mean that matchup was fine, but then you run into Sandman or Patriot, just get wrecked, and I don't want to play those decks, so they're kind of boring. So I probably should have played Move and Cerebro 3. That was probably a bad idea. But, we play the game for fun,
Yeah, after I started getting owned by all the sweaty players and like people were really tryharding, I just started playing fun decks, and I actually just tried to like destroy Galactus and stuff like that, like with the Nimrod turn 6 Galactus decks. And then those are doing okay. And then, and then I just played just other random fun stuff. I think I ended up like 95, 96 or something like that. And I didn't really care. And the main reason why I didn't really try hard to push for Infinite was because it was a Team Cat Infinite card back. And I am Team Dog. And I paid 700 gold to get the title Team Dog. And I'm currently rocking it.
I still haven't picked the title.
That's the real reason.
Yeah, that's fair.
That's what.
Yeah, I Team Dog casual. For sure. I got a dog. Yeah, no cats. But I don't mind cats though. Cats are cool.
It's not because I'm a filthy scrub. It's because I just that's it. I didn't want to do it. So I mean, what do you think about the new OTA changes? Like the Lizard,
the
ones that passed, the one that passed, like the ones this week that we've been playing with.
I think Enchantress is like legit. Like I think that's the biggest one. Sandman feels the same card, but way less people are playing it. So it's kind of weird, right? Like I thought the 2 power would actually matter, but it's not seeming to matter at all. Like when I actually play a Sandman deck, they get their shit off. I'm like, I'm probably gonna lose.
I think I said that. I was like, 2 power sometimes is a big deal, but if they do their thing and they shut your deck's like not made for it, like you're playing Sarah, like it doesn't matter if it was a 5-0, like you're screwed.
Yeah. So it was a 4-1 before, and even when the 4-1 would drop on you, like you wouldn't feel very good about it, but just not too many people were playing it. It's kind of back to that. It feels like it's back to the 4-1. But Enchantress seems kind of ridiculous now. I think it's just a really good card now. Like it's in almost all decks. I'm putting it in all my decks, and it's nuts, man. It goes really hard. Like if you don't feel bad playing it into nothing at all.
Yeah, exactly. That's what's great about her. It's just a straight up 4/6. So like you could just drop her and it not hit anything, and you don't feel horrible about it.
Yeah, I got 4 power and nothing else to play. 6 power. Here, have a nice 6. Good
Like
time. Good time.
like as a card, yeah, where
Well,
you just play it. Like Shang-Chi, I don't do that. Like I will not tempo out Shang-Chi. Sometimes I do, and if I have to, and it feels so bad about it. But
yeah.
like usually that's when I'll just wait. Like, but her, like if I don't have someone, I'd feel happy dropping her if there's no target.
Yeah, you could play her on curve, or you could just wait till 6 and shut down the strat, and she's great
Yeah.
either way. So I
So
don't know. That card seems really sick.
yeah, we'll see her in a lot more decks, and I've seen a lot less Patriot actually, and a lot less Super Scroll. Poor guy, I haven't seen him once actually.
Yeah, Enchantress owns that deck so hard.
Yeah,
Like
so
uh,
Patriots just gone. What
Patriot
about
had like a week in tier
yeah,
one.
yeah.
It
What about
was
this boy?
really
I'm
good for a
pulling.
week.
I know it was, and the Super Scroll too for the counters. So
One
it'll be
thing
back.
talking about, because you're talking about the old changes, the new ones. I think the biggest one with the new one is Luke Cage to 2, because it was already like a decent card at
Yeah,
2-1.
yeah.
And I
Well, we'll
you
talk.
know
We'll talk about the new changes.
okay, yeah, I'll
But yeah,
save it.
what?
I'll save it. Yeah.
Save it. What about Lizard?
He feels. I think it matters. I think I don't know if that's a hot take. I haven't heard that take from anybody. That I think it
Mm,
matters a lot. I think
yeah,
I'm definitely considering other cards now, where before it was total auto include no matter what, put Lizard in every deck. And
yeah,
like I think you definitely, if it's close, you just do Scorpion instead. Now, personally, I don't know. To me it
yeah.
matters a lot. Like if you're playing Enchantress anyway, then maybe whatever, like just play the Lizard. But I don't know, man. 2-1 is feels horrible, I think.
Have you got owned by a 2-1 before?
Yeah, a couple
With
times. Yeah,
oh
I
no,
don't know. It doesn't feel good playing it. Like I just play it and I'm like, oh man, this
it, it's
is
kind of
done.
true.
Like
You're like,
yeah,
please don't play
I
the
used to
lane.
feel fine.
Please
Like
don't play the lane.
it's a 2-2, because like Daredevil's a 2-2. Like
Yeah, yeah,
whatever. This
yeah.
2-1 is different. It's so different.
It feels really bad. It feels really bad. I
Yeah.
mean, I don't think that I've noticed too much of a difference.
I think it's
And
still
and,
a
and
really
it,
good card. I think top
yeah,
5 2 cards, still, but I think it was clear number 1 before. And now it's
yeah.
like,
Oh,
top 10.
yeah. Which I think is good. Which I think is why they did the
For
nerf,
sure.
and I
Yeah.
think
Really good
why
change. Yeah.
it's a great nerf. Because like, yeah, now I'm debating. Like before, I'd just be like, oh, 2-drop. I need Lizard. Now it's
Mhm.
like, all right, yeah. Do I put Scorpion in? Do I put like Collector in now, which we'll get to, but
Oh,
there's
yeah.
a,
That's
a
a
lot
lot of
of a
change.
lot there's a lot of other like cards where it's
Mhm.
becoming more specific, and you got to tailor it more towards your deck, which is great.
Mhm.
And then who else got changed last week? Can't even remember. It's been so long ago.
We'll see. Yeah. Sandman and Ents were buffed, and then there was 2
Yeah,
nerfs, right?
Sandman.
Oh, no. Sorry. Sandman, Lizard were nerfed.
Yeah,
Ench, and what was the other buff? Yeah, I don't remember. Should we look it
I
up?
can't remember. We probably don't even care then that much.
Yeah, I guess it's not relevant if you don't remember.
Why
Uh,
can't we remember? We're such filthy
Marvel
casual
Snap
scrubs.
58 changes.
We're gonna hear it and we're gonna be like, oh my god, we're idiots.
I don't know.
Such
Uh,
filthy casuals.
Enchantress buff, Sandman nerf. All the YouTube videos are coming up. Uh,
Shanna, because we don't have her. That's why.
oh, we don't have Shanna. I
Yeah.
do think though, maybe kind of legit card now. Like actually,
Yeah. I
uh,
don't. I don't know. I can't. I have like no opinion because I don't have her. I haven't even. I think I've had in the last week. I've played one person that has had her. That's played her against
and
me.
just pure theory crafting, like just pure maths. If each
Yeah.
if each one is like, I don't know, I think Darrow was saying it or something. If each one is averages 2 power and you play a
Yeah.
4/4,
Yeah.
then that's a 4/10.
Yep.
That's pretty sick. But
It is pretty
before
sick.
it was a 4/8, and then obviously you got Killmonger and all these counters and stuff, right? But he was playing it
Yeah.
like turn 6. Uh,
Yeah.
you play Sarah on 5, and then you play like Shayna Kazar on 6, and it's
Yeah.
just like whoa.
Yeah.
and
No.
yeah,
Stats wise, I definitely agree. Definitely
and
legit
spread
card.
out, so it's like a mini like Doctor Doom type of thing, right? So
Yeah, yeah, it averages about 410, and the problem is, 410 with but taking up 4 slots.
yeah,
So
Yeah, so you
with
gotta
that
have
caveat,
Marvel and stuff to like that likes you using slots, and you gotta have
yeah,
Dazzler not be a piece of shit card. And, yeah.
yeah.
Well, seriously, I mean, if those
I
cards are all
know
good, and maybe there's another
it's
armor
true.
type of card, then
Yeah,
I mean,
I
it's actually a pretty scary deck. I think.
she's probably pretty good. Even if you like,
Yeah.
I watched some Jeff Hoagland. He was playing a Shanna deck with Killmonger, and then he put Death in it because he was like, he's
Oh,
like Shanna just got buffed, and everyone's playing Killmonger. He's like, so if everyone's gonna destroy my cards, I might as well just capitalize on it. So he got some pretty sick like Death for free
that's genius.
just
I mean,
from
that's just like
people
the
killing
death,
his
the
Shanna.
death Thanos deck, the same
Yeah,
thing, right? Like
yeah, exactly.
everyone's saying, well, if they're just gonna kill my stones anyway, like, why not just play Death Thanos, right?
Just throw Death in your deck. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, it's
It's a
smart.
great it's a great take.
It's definitely
Um,
Killmonger meta for sure because we got the Nebula and
yeah,
Nebula's sick.
let's talk about that new season Nebula.
Yeah.
This card is awesome.
Well,
I
we
mean,
read it
it's
last week, and I think we said, well, it's best one cost in the game for sure.
yeah,
Playing around with it, I do think it probably is the best one in the game. I think it's S tier Iceman and Nebula, and then there's like a tier
yeah,
below that with all the other cards.
yeah.
But it's actually not as strong as I thought it was going to be.
No,
But it's very 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 strong still. I thought it was going to be
yeah.
totally broken, auto include in every deck. But
I
yeah,
mean,
it yeah.
I think any deck that you need a one drop.
Mhm.
I don't know unless you're playing Darkhawk and Korg
Mhm.
why you wouldn't play this card.
I think because it's
Unless you're playing Bounce too.
the problem you said with it last week is a problem. If you don't draw it early, it doesn't do too
Yeah,
much.
yeah, that's true.
Obviously gets rocked by the Monger. And
Yeah,
a lot of other one drops have like purpose, like Human Torch has a purpose, like Zero and
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Titania.
Yeah.
If you're playing Clog or Zero deck, Zero Titania, like these cards, the Hood has a very specific purpose. Squirrel Girl
Yeah.
in certain
Yeah.
decks, you need these cards, and
Yeah.
Nebula is going to be worse than all of them in those decks, I think. But
Yeah.
if you need another one drop, yeah, just put Nebula, and then if you're just doing a normal generic deck like that doesn't utilize those cards, like yeah, just Nebula for sure.
Yeah,
She's
if you're not yeah, I think if you're not tailoring your deck, you just
mhm,
straight up just put her in. Cuz
mhm.
she's great. Like just for her to get value, she needs to go off like one time. One
Yeah,
three is pretty good. And then
I
one
don't think you
five to
need
just sit there is
yeah,
broken.
mhm,
Like a 1/5 is ridiculous. Like Titania
yeah,
is ridiculous stats.
mhm.
And for her to even get to a 1/7, which happens a decent amount of times, is like
Yeah.
insane.
I think she should be 1-0 for sure. I think it's kind
Yeah.
of a no brainer. Same with Iceman should be 1-1. I think these are kind of they're inevitable changes. We knew Orko was coming. It came. So
I
it'll
think
happen. It's okay. I'm not mad about it.
I
Just
think
play
Ice
Nebula for now.
I think
And
Iceman's fine. I think Iceman's fine personally. I don't know. I don't see him being changed anytime soon. But I think her. We'll see. We'll see what happens in the next couple weeks or a month or whatever.
I'm
No,
telling you,
there's
man,
no need.
it's coming
Yeah, there's no need
down.
to rush in there.
I'm
But
not calling for it. I'm not
no,
calling
I
for it.
know,
I'm
I
just
know, I
saying.
know, I know, I know,
Yeah,
I know. That
yeah.
being said, if it did happen, I don't think anyone would be that mad about it. She
No,
still have to go off
no.
twice to get ridiculous value. 1/4, that'd be still ridiculous. So,
Mhm.
but I mean, what do you think of her as like a season pass card? I know it's early; it's 2 days in, but like, just I think so. For me, I think probably better than Nimrod. You know,
Oh yeah, for sure.
probably better than Modoc. Um, on par with maybe on par with new Zabu. I mean, Zabu's pretty good, right? Hitmonkey probably less fun than Hitmonkey, but probably better. I'd have to say because she's a one
Yeah,
drop that can just go
I think
anywhere.
it's one. If I had to rank them like just power, I would say one
Yeah,
Zabu, two Surfer, three Nebula, four Monkey.
yeah. Since December, yeah,
But and only it's not like Nebula's fault. She's a one drop, because in Marvel Snap, it's not like other games like Hearthstone, for example, and MTG and Eternal and all these games. But let's just use Hearthstone as because it's the popular one as an example.
yeah.
It feels like a lot of the time, if you just play on curve, you just win the game. Like if you just have a really good curve, that is like the main factor determining whether you win the game or not. And I feel like Marvel Snap is like not even close to like that. You know what I mean? Like
No,
the
yeah,
the curve doesn't. It's basically do you get your shit off in Marvel Snap? And
Yeah.
and then if you do, and your opponent also does, then it's like, okay, is there tech cards? Can they stop you with tech cards? How do you
Yeah.
match up with them? But the like curving out to play 1-on-1, a 2-on-2, a 1 and a 2-on-3, a 2 and a 2-on-4, like it doesn't
Yeah.
matter that much. So I think cards like Zabu and Surfer, like they're just totally broken strategies that just win you the game on their own. The old ones, before the nerf,
Yeah.
obviously. So
Yeah.
Nebula's not like that. She's just a really good card, but she's not going to win you the
Yeah.
game on her own.
Yeah. No, she won't. But yeah, there's something to be said for like just a card you just put in any deck and she's good, probably good.
Oh yeah, but I do think
You know.
Zabu was that for
Yeah.
sure. So maybe you could argue she's better than
Still,
Surfer because
still kind of is Zabu. You could
yeah,
put him
no,
almost
Zabu's
in any
still awesome.
deck.
Like still one of the best cards in the game. But I think Surfer definitely more like you had to have a bunch of threes in Surfer, so that's
Niche,
a
niche.
specific
Yeah.
card. But old Zabu was auto include in every deck. I mean, if you
Yeah.
weren't playing Zabu, like you were losing on during
Yeah.
that season for sure.
Yeah. Oh my
That
god.
was
Yeah.
insane.
He was ridiculous. But yeah,
Yeah.
I like how she is, and even if she does get nerfed in the future, it's not. If she was a 1-0, I don't think it's that big of a deal. Still, just the fact that she just draws people to her lane, you know, and when people ignore it, I get excited. I'm like, yes, you know.
Yeah, it's cool. The artwork's sick. Like when she goes to, it's like, and it
Yeah,
looks
yeah,
sick.
yeah. They
The
do.
the card art is awesome. I like how the synergy with the Guardians. Like I've seen people play Guardians for once. So
Yeah, and
cool card, very fun card for sure.
the variant too for I have it up on the screen. The variant too that comes when you get to level 50 is a sick variant as well. I
Oh,
think.
I haven't seen it. I haven't seen it. Look at them.
Yeah.
I can scroll. Let me scroll on my season pass here.
It's right at the beginning. It's the reward spotlight. It's
Oh,
the
okay,
first
yeah.
one.
Oh, yeah, the red. It looks
It's like
awesome.
red, yeah. Yeah, it looks great.
I kind of like the OG artwork too, though. I like just
No,
the normal one.
yeah, the normal one is great as well.
Yeah, she looks
Um,
sick.
but yeah, so I'm excited for the season. The season sounds kind of fun, and you know, I think she's gonna be great. I gotta say with season pass cards, I was a little disappointed with Nimrod because I was playing a little more with Nimrod towards the end of
Mhm.
last season, and I kind
Mhm.
of love him as a card. He's so
Oh,
fun.
the concept is phenomenal. Yeah.
He's too much as a 5. I wish if he was like a 4/4, that'd be
Yeah.
great.
I love seeing him try a 4/4. Let's just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, maybe there'll be more stuff in the future, but like he's still fun as a 5/5. But I wish you had more time to do more weird stuff with him.
I
But
agree.
then maybe,
I think no matter what more stuff they do in the future, the fact that he's cost 5 is always gonna hold him back for fun factor.
yeah, yeah,
If they make him a 5/8, he's broken.
yeah, they can't do that.
But like it's still not fun. You still have to wait till 5, or you gotta
Yeah,
ramp him out, which is like,
yeah,
kind of annoying on a Nimrod deck.
yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
uh
Like
yeah,
I think if he was
I
a
think
4/4, like if he was less stats but like less energy, I think that'd
yeah.
be great. Because then you could use stuff like Forge, who never gets played really. Like
Mhm.
stupid cards like that. Hulkbuster, you know.
Oh yeah, Nokia.
Yeah, yeah, you could do like
Yeah.
weird stuff like that. I mean, I guess you technically could do Nakia now, but because she's
Yeah, it's just
beforehand.
hard.
But
It's just hard to do. Yeah.
yeah,
Sure. I
yeah,
mean, you can
no,
still
I
do
know.
Shuri. You can do Shuri Destroyer still. They
Yeah,
did kind of nerf the Nimrod with the Shuri change quite a bit, actually.
yeah. Well, you can't Arnim Zola him anymore.
Yeah, yeah. Sad days.
Yeah, with Shuri anyway.
But
But anyways,
yeah,
yeah, that's just my little rant. I loved Nimrod. I thought he was so fun, and I kind of want to play more. But I'm like, he's just bad. But that's why at the end of this
yeah.
last season, I didn't really care. I'm like, I'm not pushing Infinite. I'm just gonna play Nimrod decks and just destroy everything. It'd be hilarious.
Well, it's kind of like
It
Like
was a lot of
Magic.
fun.
Or Nimrod reminds me of Magic, where it's like you have to play her on 5. It's like totally limits the card.
Yeah,
Because she could be a really cool card, but like it's like just all right, gotta play her on 5, and if you don't, like kind of I don't know.
yeah.
It doesn't feel good, I guess.
I know. But I mean, just in conclusion here for this Nebula, I'm real excited for the season. I think there's a ton of good cards coming, but her in general as a season pass card, I'm really happy with the purchase of the season pass. I think they're doing a good job with that.
Have you
Getting us
seen
cards that are like worth.
have you seen this Nebula stature deck that's been going around?
Oh, the one with Miles Morales.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, I pinned Stature yesterday, and I'm like, oh, do I do it? I almost did.
Don't do it.
I
Okay,
didn't.
so let's talk about this. I've
I
played
don't.
this
I don't
deck.
have Jeff.
Oh, I don't have Jeff either. I just did Nightcrawler. I switched him for
Yeah,
Nightcrawler.
yeah.
Yeah, so whatever,
Oh, you play this
You
deck,
get
but you don't have.
Killmonger, you get Killmonger. Yeah.
Yeah, I
but
was hearing
but
people say switch for cloak.
the deck. Oh, Cloak would be interesting. Yeah, I should try that. The deck is
Yeah,
nuts though. Like it's
you
really really strong. Way stronger than you'd expect.
you have stature.
Yeah, I pulled her like a week
You
ago. Yeah.
son of a bee. I show up in my
Yeah.
caches. I have like how many caches do I have? 20, 20, yeah.
Oh, nice. I got 10
Maybe
saved
I'll
up. You got me a beat. Yeah. I'm
maybe I'll
waiting
pull
for
her.
the I'm waiting for evolutionary or for the next drop. But
Yeah, me too.
yeah,
Just to get all this series 3.
I pulled her. Yeah, she's like she doesn't. She's okay in the deck, but the deck is crazy. Like I don't know, man. All the cards are so good. It just wins. I think I played maybe 15, 20 games and lost twice with it. I went like
Oh
plus
really?
50 cubes, something stupid. Yeah, it's a really good deck.
Oh
And I
really?
ran into the mirror match like 3 times too, so it's like out there too. Yeah.
Oh
So
wow.
that's something to look out for this season. Like, but it's only people who have stature, so it's not, I guess not like it's kind of limiting that way, you know.
Yeah. So you said don't buy stature for 3,000 tokens. Not worth.
No, she's not like she's just kind of whatever, you know.
Well, I think this is what I think this is what I said last week. I think that when she becomes more accessible, people are going to realize how. I think she's good, man. I think she's
Oh
ridiculous.
yeah,
Like,
yeah, no, but you'll see like Darkhawk, Shuri, like these are 3K token purchases, you know, like
yeah, yeah,
they're
yeah.
crazy. Like you feel really good about like even like Darkhawk's dropping. I spent 3K on Darkhawk. I don't care. Like
So
I
did
had a
I.
blast. Sick
So did I.
card, you know.
He was worth
Uh,
it. I think he's the only one so
Thatcher's
far to
not.
spend
She's not
3K.
like that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so the deck's actually good, legit, huh? That's good.
Yeah, that one, and I don't know. Sarah just seems crazy right now too, but just because of the one. So you play Killmonger, and I think the stats are kind of backing that up. Sarah seems to be on top again. She's always near the top, right? So everything else gets nerfed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enchantress going up to 6 is crazy, and
Yeah.
yeah. So that's those are all kind of things to look out for. I think Sarah and the stature deck are like at least for all the decks I've played so far. Those two seem like the strongest I've played anyway.
Yeah, I feel like Sarah. Anytime there's like an uncertain meta, the
Mhm.
Sarah control deck will always be good because it just has
Yeah.
answers to everything. It's like a nice safe
Well,
deck.
it depends if she gets touched up too. But yeah, like you said, then you could just switch up the cards anyway, right? So yeah.
Yeah. Here's a Sarah Monkey deck I've pulled
Mhm.
up. I have a Sarah control deck as well.
Mhm.
That's or Sarah Darkhawk deck. That doesn't have Enchantress, but it's fun.
Mhm.
I like it. Well, I mean, let's talk about today. Some big
Mhm.
changes. Thursday. We can talk about our early impressions on the cards that have changed.
We got +2 power on Orca.
Yeah, you want to go over
Uh,
the changes? Go over them. Go over them.
I'm just going off the top of my head, but +2 power on Orca, +1 power on Luke Cage, +1 power
Yeah.
on Collector, right?
Yeah, so Orca was a 6/9, and then its ability +5 power. If this is your only card here, now 6/11.
Not
So its
nice
base
anymore.
power is
It
up.
used to be nice. It used to be a 6/9.
Yeah, exactly. Now it's a 6/11.
It's
Oh,
not nice anymore.
not as nice.
Yeah.
They should have increased the ongoing.
I
But
actually
yeah,
thought so. That's what I thought they were gonna do.
well,
+7.
16 for a one lane. So maybe with like a claw, you play an ongoing like type of deck with
I
Spectrum.
remember back when I first started playing this game in January, the first pool 4 card I pulled was Orca, and I told you about it.
I felt really bad
And
for you.
the first thing I said was, "Man, you know, people, this is just destroyer that doesn't destroy your cards, but people aren't ready for this conversation." And now I'm
Yeah,
seeing people are literally making that deck now. They're making
yeah,
the destroyer deck, and they take out
yeah,
destroyer and they put in Orca. I'm like, oh,
yeah.
there you go.
That's
This
it.
is even more power than destroyer now too.
Yeah, and you don't need to like hide
Before it
under
didn't
armor
destroy
and
your
stuff.
cards. That was kind of nice.
Yeah, yeah. You don't have to hide under armor and stuff like that too. Like you don't have to play
Yeah.
Cosmo to throw your destroyer there if you don't want it to destroy your cards.
Or Colossus, the G.
Yeah, Colossus is great. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. Is this gonna make Orca viable? I don't
I don't
know.
think so.
The devs think not, but will we see Orca more? I hope that I do. I hope that I'm playing ladder and I see someone just beat me with an Orca. I'll be
I
happy.
think you're gonna see a sprinkle more Orca. I kind of agree with the devs. I don't think it's gonna change anything, but it's nice. Like Namor and Orca both seem like serviceable cards that you can, once in a while try to put in your deck now.
Yeah, exactly.
That's kind of
And it's
sick.
nice. So, anyways, Orca. Hopefully,
Mhm.
Orca makes a glorious return in some small capacity.
Yeah, I mean,
That
I
would
like
be
the card
great.
a lot. I got the pixel variant. It looks amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah, the pixel variant. That's great.
yeah, it's so sick. It looks great. Like, with the
I don't think I
blue
have.
background. What do you think about pixel variants in general?
I'm not a hater like most people.
Hmm.
I think a lot of them are really cool, and some of them really
Yeah,
suck. So,
I think like 20% of them are like pretty cool, and like
yeah,
80 are kind of shit. But
I just
it's
got
worth. I think
the.
I like that they're in the game.
Yeah, me too. What did you open up your mystery variant, the one they just gave out for free today?
Yeah, I got just like another Mystique one. Yeah, like three
Mine.
Mystique.
I got Pixel Wolfsbane.
That one's pretty cool, actually.
It's so bad, but it's great.
Oh,
It's just
uh,
so god awful, but it's amazing. Actually, my favorite Pixel variant is Valkyrie.
I haven't
I
seen
ha-
that one.
I have the Valkyrie one. I think it's actually pretty cool. Whenever I play Valk, I use it. Where's my Valkyrie? Let me see if I can pull. There she is. I think it's great. I don't know why.
Oh,
It's just colorful. It's cool. Um, but yeah. So Orca, big change, big buff. Um, the
what do you think about?
collector.
Yeah, what do you think about Collector?
I think that it's a nice change because I think he'll feel a lot better in the decks that he wants to go in. So, for those of you who don't know, he was a 2-1. And when a card enters your hand from anywhere except your deck, he gets +1 power. Now he's a 2-2 instead of a 2-1. So, one more base power. So, in order to get him up to that 2-5, it's not an easy thing to do to just like get a bunch of cards in your hands from nowhere, to get them, it can happen and it can be abused, but doesn't happen all the time. So this
Mhm.
will just, help people, I think, to be a little bit more consistent. And maybe I'll put him back in some decks that like I took him out of. Like I had him in the Devil Dino, my Devil Dino deck before in the past. And I took him
Yeah,
out, and I think I just put in Lizard because I was like, the 2-5 is just better and more consistent.
100% same
Did I
here.
take him off?
I agree
Oh, I have in
completely.
this one.
Yeah, in any deck that I was using him, I took him out because I'm like, I think this is just a bad card.
Yeah.
Because like when he pops off, I feel like he was like a 2-5. Like when he pops off, and then
Yeah.
sometimes you don't get him early, and then he's useless, right? So yeah, may as well just put Lizard or anything really. I mean, you could just do like Moon Girl or whatever. Like, put Agent Coulson in there, like whatever. Maria Hill, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like,
Unless
why not
you're
just play Maria Hill? She's a 2-3 always, and gives you another card in your hand for Dino. So, um,
Yeah.
you know,
I mean, yeah, unless you're playing like Nick Fury or Helicarrier or cards like that just throw in like 3 cards into your deck randomly, you know, it's it's tough.
I
So
guess I never thought of that too, because those cards kind of also suck, right? So it's like the cards that enable
yeah.
each other are all like bad cards. So, uh, you know,
Yeah,
uh,
that's true.
no, seriously, that might be part of
I know.
the issue. Like, imagine if you could consistently like bounce cards to your hand, like in a bounce deck. Like, imagine there was like a second beast on top. There's already Falcon, and I don't know, your collector's just like a 2-10 every game. Like, then it's a ridiculous card at a 2-1, right?
Yeah, yeah, that's too much. Yeah, so the bounce decks. I think the devs mentioned that maybe they'll make
Mhm.
him. He'll be in more bounce decks because yeah, you could like beast you beast your cards and then falcon a bunch of cards back. Collector can easily be like a 2-7. In that
Yeah.
scenario if you get really lucky. But I think
Mhm.
it's nice. I think we'll see him in a little bit more niche decks, which I think is what it, again, awesome change. I think it's what it should be. He's
I
not
think
going to
he'll
be
come back to
overpowered.
Dino. I think
We'll
this is
just see
straight
him
up
more.
Dino deck. I think he's coming.
All right, so one more little tiny adjustment they made to our good friend Mr. Luke Cage. Luke Cage was a 2-1. Now they bumped him up to a 2-2. You are
Mhm.
the resident Cerebro player here.
I love Cerebro.
What do you think about this change?
So I've played some Cerebro.
Yeah.
One thing I didn't realize, we had it so good, was that before, I was playing the Cerebro 2 deck, I never had to worry about Enchantress, and I just did not like. I just took it for granted.
Yeah.
So playing into Enchantress is a little bit tricky now. Yeah, I never had to deal with this with Cerebro 2 before because Enchantress like wasn't really a card before.
Yeah.
So your Luke Cage gets hit, it's pretty rough.
Yeah.
And if there's anything that minuses cards, if your Blue Marvel gets hit, it's only reason it's rough is because she's a 4/6 now. It's like a big power swing. Whereas, before it wasn't that bad. She's a 4/4. She takes away some of your power. You could still maybe win.
Yeah. Well,
Obviously,
also,
having Luke Cage go from a 2/1 to a 2/7 potentially in a Cerebro 2 deck is insane. But I'm finding Cerebro, it still has a lot of the problems that it used to have. And I don't know about it yet.
I
It's still like definitely positive cubes, but it doesn't feel great, even with the like massive buff to the deck.
I want to see what people are doing with Cerebro. I'm excited to see what people do with Cerebro. I don't enjoy Cerebro that much just because I never draw Cerebro and I get pissed off about it. But yeah, I mean, if people are doing decent with the deck, I'll give it a try and I'll play the heck out of it and see. Um, but yeah, I mean, also too, like what you're saying with Enchantress, if Enchantress hits Blue Marvel, you lose. That's how you win against Cerebro because then the Blue Marvel is the highest power, and so that's
Yeah,
the
then
one
Blue
that takes
Marvel's
the
a three.
buff.
Yeah,
It screws
yeah,
you with everything. So if you want to ruin
yeah.
a Cerebro Tuesday, you hit the Blue Marvel with Enchantress, period, and you
This
win.
is kind of why I've always thought the Cerebro 3 is the superior Cerebro deck.
Yeah, yeah,
It just feels better because well, one, you have Rhino and Magic instead of just Storm. So you have two like guaranteed location correction. And if you
yeah,
want a YOLO, you can Scarlet Witch, but you probably shouldn't. And then you can play all your cards on like turn 6 or 7. So
yeah,
you're not really getting countered by like Enchantress and stuff. Like you could Cerebro Mystique on 7 and you're fine. Like there's no like specific turn 7 play.
yeah,
So or turn 6.
yeah,
Um, so that deck seems more stable. If they like alter your cards, you have Bast and Valk to correct them. So say they Scorpion you Bast, it fixes it. If they Scorpion you play, then you just Valk your cards and you're chilling. So
yeah.
Cerebro 2 has none of these things. Like it has really good control
Well, now,
with Goose, Storm, and really good swarming. Like you can get a ton of cards on the board because you got Brood, Sinister, Yellow Jacket if you want, and so it has that going for it. But it has all the problems that are there, and then a lot of Enchantress now, which is like really really rough. And
yeah,
and they could take 8 cubes from you because
yeah,
you don't know. A smart player will hold the Enchantress till turn 6 and just rock your world. And you don't have Cosmo. Like can't play Cosmo. It's 3 power. That's a 3/3 card.
yeah.
Like
Well,
all the
now
good
you
tech cards.
at
Killmonger,
least
3.
at least if you
Shang-Chi, 3.
now get scorpioned and stuff like that, at least Luke Cage can help you out there.
I played Luke Cage
Yeah,
before,
yeah,
like for that reason,
yeah,
and so that's always been a thing. It's a lot better now, but yeah, it's tough, man. I don't know. We'll see. I'm a little pessimistic, honestly, on
I'm
C2.
I mean, you're the Cerebro guy. I'm with you. I was never a Cerebro believer. I never really
I,
liked the deck that much because all the time one little thing would happen and it would ruin your
mhm,
whole game plan. And it's like
yeah.
not a deck that feels really good because I'm just a filthy casual. Doesn't feel really good to just win without doing its thing.
Yeah, it's a lot of decks like that, like Mr. Negative,
Yeah,
Wong, Black
yeah,
Panther. All these decks are kind of like that. Yeah, if you don't like that play style, it's not a great deck.
yeah,
I would say I think C3 has a lot of potential if you because Adam Warlock and Magic add a ton of consistency. So you get Magic gives you an extra draw. You draw through 10 out of 12 cards, you have a pretty good chance of getting Cerebro.
yeah,
Or Adam might just draw your whole deck out. It happens more often than you'd think because it's just very easy to get draws off Adam in that deck. So
yeah,
again, a lot of potential for that. C2 has none of that. C2's always had that problem where if you don't draw Cerebro GG in, you'd like to see Marvel too, honestly.
yeah,
So that's a very specific combo. I guess the one thing C2 has is you could do Marvel into Mystique and not play Cerebro, and you got a bunch of 4s, so it's okay, But Nimrod beats that, I don't know. Unbuffed Nimrod. / Doctor Doom is like bigger than your force. You know. What are we
Yeah.
doing?
Yeah, I that's why I'm excited to see other people play it. But if they find some success with it, I'll give it a chance. But I'm not going to be the one to try it because
One genius in Switzerland put Lockjaw in the deck. It's a 2 power card. I think to solve the problem that you're saying, just if you're not seeing Cerebro, you start throwing shit into Lockjaw, and you hope that Cerebro pops up.
if it was me, Mystique would pop up every time.
Oh yeah. You retreat, but at least you hope Mystique's in your hand at that point, right?
Well, actually, Lockjaw and Supremo might be fun. Actually, maybe I'll try
I don't
that
think
just
it
for
counts as
fun.
playing it though. So if a Cerebro pops out, I don't think you can Mystique after that. So I don't know.
No, I don't
It's
think you
interesting.
can.
But he
Let's-
did this in a tournament for money for $1,500. So prop. That's a Chad right there. The Chad move.
I friggin' love it. That's awesome.
What do you think of
Um,
Hazmat? You think Hazmat's back?
and I don't
Like
know.
toxic. You think toxic junk? You think it's back?
No, I think it's the same. I don't think
Yeah.
this one power changes it at all. I think it's if you're gonna drop them by 400 points, the one power is not gonna matter.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Um,
Yeah. You're
and
never winning
and
by one in Hazmat. Yeah.
yeah, and you're playing Luke Cage in that deck regardless.
Mhm.
Like he's in that deck whether he's a 2-0, 2-1, or a 2-2 or a 2-3, and he's
That's
doing
true. He's a phenomenal card in the deck at 2/1. Yeah.
yeah, he's not winning the game for you with his power. It's the
Yeah.
combo that's winning you the game. I think only specifically in Cerebro 2. Personally, I don't know. Maybe we'll see. But, maybe the Toxic Sarah deck, gets a little bit better because that's not relying on this huge combo that wombos and destroys all your power.
Yeah, the
You
power
know,
matters more in that deck for sure. Because you're
I th-
usually putting up like
yeah
23 on a lane, on a good lane, So
yeah, and sometimes you
yeah,
win by like one or two. And
yeah,
sometimes it gets pretty close in those games. And
yeah. Most Sarah decks, yeah.
But I think the Toxic Sarah deck is again like I think the Darkhawk version is probably better and probably the controls better. Um,
Mhm.
maybe we'll see though. I guess I mean I probably will try it because I love Sarah decks. I think they're so much fun.
Yeah, for sure.
And so the Toxic Sarah. I mean it's so fun to pull off that combo. Just seeing their power just melt is hilarious.
It's the best. I
Uh,
love it with Wong though. Personally, I could just
oh, of
Wong has
course,
it's crazy.
Wong
Yeah,
Cerebro 2 Wong. There you go.
yeah. He's the
Meme with
only one.
Cerebro
He
2.
can't. If Mystique could copy twice, 2 Cerebros, because she's on reveal,
Yeah, I know. That'd be hilarious.
If you could double up, then we're going to the moon. Then we're going tier
Yeah.
1.
Wong Hazmat, and Luke Cage in Cerebro 2 with that'd be hilarious.
We need
4-6 Wong.
absorbing man. We need absorbing man at 2. Oh,
Yeah.
Zabu's too. Let's
Yeah,
go.
Zabu's too. There you go. Oh, there you go for So Wong. That's awesome.
Boom.
Boom. I think we figured out Cerebro 2. Let's go into our next segment. Slide into the stonks.
Snap thongs.
What do you think, man? Stonks. What cards are going to be on the rise? So this segment we'll talk about what we think cards are going to be on the rise. So stonks, positive stonks, yes stonks, or no stonks. What cards we think are going to be on the decline after the changes? You want to kick
All right,
it
let
off?
me just say let me go with Chris Pratt, Star Lord. Guardians are all dead. They're all dead cards. Especially like I've seen a little bit of Gamora.
Are you talking about
Once in
stonks
a
up,
while you
stonks
see her.
down? Which stonks are you talking about here?
What?
Are you talking about stonks up? Yes stonks? No stonks?
Yeah, because it's going from 0% played to some people are playing them with Nebula,
All right, stonks,
And
yes. So,
stonks for Star-Lord stonks. Bye.
yeah, good. All right. Yeah, I could see that happening. I've seen him a few times. I've seen all of them actually a few times. I think just the Nebula hype.
It's refreshing, right? It's nice.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to even get like a little bit of a Groot.
Mhm.
I have two that I think stonks. Yes.
Mhm.
One I think is pretty obvious. I think the both of them are pretty obvious, but Killmonger because of the new season pass card. It's a 1 power. Everyone's gonna play the 1 power
Stonks.
card, and therefore Killmonger is the stonks. And I think the number 2 is for me armor.
Mhm.
Again, people are going to want to play the card, and they're going to want to protect Nebula. So I think in the next week or so, we're going to see a A lot of armor, which I'm seeing a lot of armor, and a lot of
Yeah.
Killmonger, which we're seeing, a lot of Killmonger.
On
So.
I just thought of one, but then I forgot it. Yeah.
So Stonks Killmonger, he's gonna go up. I don't think Orca. I don't think we're gonna see a lot of Orca, but we might see a
No.
lot of like Luke Cage with the changes. I think we're gonna see more of him because I think people are gonna be doing more toxic decks, more Cerebro, and the Luke Cage change too is kind of coming in time for High Evolutionary, who's gonna be coming, and there'll be a lot of toxic negative affliction decks coming. So
I thought of one more stonks.
Stonks.
It's kind of always been in the meta, but there's going to be more now. And Galactus is still a really popular deck. So I think Storm. I think along the same lines, Storm
Oh
stonks.
yeah, Storm
Because
Stonks.
great against Galactus. Obviously, you shut down one of the lanes, and then just the obvious combo with Nebula. It's cracked with Nebula. That card. That's a really really nice combo.
Yeah.
You played on top of the Nebula lanes. You play with Nebula on 1 or 2, slap a Storm on there, and you just spent 4 energy, and the lane is won.
Yeah. Yeah,
Unless
Storm
you got
is
vision. Unless you got vision.
yeah, Storm's great, and Storm's making her way into discard decks too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, she kind of was before too,
yeah,
right?
that's
Like,
true. That's true.
the couple of tournament builds had her, but yeah, that card's nuts. It's always been a really good card, but I
Yeah.
think just like it's going to be a meta card now.
Yeah, once they fixed Thanos, the Thanos lockjaw, so you couldn't cheat people into the Storm lane every
Mhm.
friggin' game.
Mhm.
That did wonders for her, and we're seeing her a lot more. And I think she's a great card, especially with Nebula. Yeah,
Mhm.
Stonks for sure.
Yeah, she's
Stonks.
sick with space. Speaking of Thanos, she's great with Space Stone too. You could play like turn 4 to Storm Space Stone,
Yeah,
and then just like send something else in there with your turn 5 play if you want.
yeah. No, she's great.
Mhm.
What about no Stonks? Sell. Who are we selling
I
this
don't know.
week?
You go first.
So I
I gotta
have
think of one.
I have two culprits who we're selling,
All
and
right, do
all
one, and then I'll try to think of one.
Sunspot.
Ooh, that's a
I
good
think
one.
I think
I haven't seen
people.
I haven't seen a lot of Sunspot.
I just inked mine actually a couple days ago.
Oh, nice.
I know with like a black glimmer, so it looks pretty sick. It looks like he's spewing out ashes. Actually, it's pretty sweet. Um, but yeah, I think we're gonna see a lot less of him because people are gonna be like, "Why would I play him when I could just put Nebula in?" And I think I think people are gonna choose Nebula over him a lot more. Maybe
And
he'll
Killmonger too. Killmonger too.
yeah, and Killmonger is gonna be going up. So yeah, I think he's one that
Mhm.
I think is gonna be we're gonna see less of him and just more of Nebula. Maybe will he come back later? Maybe yeah. But then Kitty Pryde's gonna be here in a couple weeks, so we might not see a lot of this little guy for a while.
Okay, I got one. I got
Yeah.
one.
Who?
It's not too much to do with the OTAs last week, but
Yeah.
just kind of the way that like everything we just talked about with the Nebula and the Storm and the Killmonger and the control.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm wrong, but Sandman feels like it's not stonks right now.
No, he's not. I haven't
Like
really seen much of him, if any. I don't
if you
remember
lock a
playing
lane
him.
down and you got Nebula, you don't really care about Sandman, right? Like I don't know. Yeah, I
That's
mean,
true actually. She's kind of a Sandman counter ish in a way because
yeah, she's good on her own. Like yeah, you don't need to play. She's not a swarm card. You don't play a bunch of cards with her, right? So
yeah. And if you play her and they
um,
play Sandman, like they're just gonna be unless they're playing only in that lane, which they won't as a Sandman
yeah,
deck.
you
I
got a
don't
lot
think.
of power. Yeah,
Yeah.
you got a big power advantage. I don't know. It's kind of random, but and especially if there's a bunch of Sarah decks, then Sandman's maybe okay, but then
Yeah.
they all run Enchantress too. So
Yeah. And I
I don't
think
know.
people are just sick of him too. I mean, you're gonna get
Mhm.
some people that are playing him a little bit, but I'm glad that he's not rampant. And
Yeah.
I think, yeah, like just like also just like
Mhm.
honestly, I think the Sandman decks still do what they do.
Mhm.
But I think that once you nerf a card, people are like, oh, he's nerfed, and they don't want to play him. And now, yeah, you're right, Nebula. Nebula's just good against Sandman too.
Mhm.
So
Not stonks.
not Stonks, which we're happy about with this stupid card.
Mhm. So you did Sunspot. What was the second one you did?
So my second one, I
Mhm.
think another one, maybe let me pull them up here. Maybe it's a hot take,
Mhm.
but the other one is the old Iceman.
Ooh.
I think
don't
he's
know.
another. I think he's another one that's gonna
I don't
go
know.
a little bit down. I don't think he's like. I don't think like. Don't get me wrong. This segment is not saying I think they're worse or I think they're bad. I still think
Right.
Iceman's insane.
You
I
think
just
in
think,
popularity it could
yeah,
dip
I
on
think more
Iceman?
people are gonna choose Nebula, and they're gonna be like Nebula, because she can get me more power. Iceman, I think will have his home in like bounce decks and stuff like that more than Nebula, because you don't want to bounce her. I don't think, unless you want to switch her lane or whatever. But yeah, I think that unless you're getting his effect off more than once, like I don't know, who are you picking to go in a deck, Iceman or Nebula? Like at this point, I might pick Nebula.
Probably picking Nebula,
Yeah,
but I think I gotta disagree with you on this one.
you think
But it's
that's
a
all right?
total it's total guess and speculation. You might be right. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just think Iceman is ridiculous. I
He
think he's
is
crazy.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
He
that's a crazy card. I don't think people are gonna give up on Iceman that easily, man. He's gonna be out there.
he'll be out there. There'll just be less of him. Maybe that's
Uh,
just because there's more to one drop. So,
mhm. Yeah, true.
but yeah, I don't know. Those are my stonks. I mean,
Yeah,
we
he's not
saw.
auto include. At least the logic wise, like after the Sunspot nerf, he was the clear one drop, the clear best one, and it's not close. Same with Lizard was the clear number one, and
Yeah,
now there's variety. So yeah, I guess
yeah,
in that sense, but I think there's gonna be a ton of Iceman still, personally.
yeah. So do I. But
Hmm.
anyways, for me, not stonks. I'm selling. I'm selling.
So
All right, that's the old stonk segment there. Let's talk about stuff that's coming up. Cards you want, cards you're saving for, token. Token planning. What are you planning for?
I haven't bought a bundle in a couple months, but I think I'm gonna buy this $100 one. I'm not gonna lie. I'm eyeing it out. A lot of people are uploading these charts where they show like money per gold per token, and
Yeah,
the $100 one that's out right now. If people haven't seen, it's like $100 US, I think.
yeah. I'll
Um,
I'll pull it up.
you get the Flaviano collector, which is kind of creepy and cool. I like the evil shit,
I think
art.
it's
I'm
nice.
into that.
It's really cool.
Yeah, I like that kind of art.
Yeah.
Flavianos are really cool. All of his are sick.
Oh, they
And
are really cool.
yeah, you get 10,000 tokens for
Yeah.
$100. I mean,
Let's
that's
be
pretty
honest.
sick.
Let's be honest.
So
Like I said, let's be honest. The token. It's just worth it for the tokens.
that's what I'm saying. Just 10,000 tokens. I mean, the whole thing is the tokens. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
calling it the Flaviano collector bundle. But yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh wow, did they
Exactly.
buff collector to sell this?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. That's what I was thinking too. The first thing when I heard
I never thought of
when I heard the
that.
thing, I'm like, oh, they buffed them. They want to sell this thing here.
Oh no no no
But yeah,
no no.
but yeah, I'll probably buy this. I'll buy this bundle. Still have 2 weeks left. Oh, looks like
Yeah.
there's a nice Groot bundle too that's out right now. I just saw this. I am Groot. He's got a
But
Dan
speaking
Hip
of that,
Groot, which is cute.
I looked at the bundles in June. I didn't really see any that looked that great. So for the next 2 months, this will probably be the one that I buy. I have like 6,000 tokens saved up for high evo right now. I have 6K sitting there.
Nice.
We're getting Kitty for free. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And I don't know the June cards, but I don't think I'm gonna buy Lad or Duck, because I think you have to buy both of them if you're gonna buy one, right?
Unless you build your deck around Iron Lad, I think Iron Lad's going to be pretty ridiculous, to be honest.
That might just be an OP card on its own, eh? Yeah.
Yeah, if you build your deck for it, I mean, there's so much things that'll just be insane. With
You know
him.
what? You know how they did the Jubilee to kind of synergize with Iron Lad?
Well, Jubilee used to be like that. That was
No,
Jubilee's
now it's
original
top
text.
of the deck, right?
Yeah, that's what it originally was, and they changed it to random, and now they're changing it back.
Now it's back to top of the deck, right?
Yep. Yeah.
I think it's bugged personally
Why?
because it pulls Chavez still.
Oh, really? Who's good? Oh, no. So if it'll pull Chavez, if you have stuff like a location like Lechugia or something that shuffles stuff into your deck, if you get cards shuffled into your deck, it'll randomize the deck again, I believe. So Chavez won't be on the bottom of your
Oh.
deck if you shuffle cards in the deck.
Okay, because
So yeah,
I'm playing Nebula Thanos and I got Jubilee in there, and she's consistently just pulling Chavez. I'm like, how are you pulling a card that's at the bottom of the deck? This doesn't make any damn sense.
yeah. If stuff gets shuffled, it's just because stuff's getting shuffled into your deck.
I mean, it's a nice pull, you know. It's a 410 or so, you know. I'm not
Yeah,
mad about that. But
you're happy. You're happy about that.
yeah. Okay, so it works. So yeah, I don't know. Are you gonna pick up Lad? Do you think?
No.
No. Yeah, 6K.
Unless people start doing ridiculous things with him, I'm gonna save my. I'll wait till if he's ridiculous. I'll wait for till he's 3,000. To be honest, I'm not
Are
gonna
you
spend
gonna
six.
buy? Are you gonna buy Tribunal? And do you think? What do you think about the Tribunal? Because we talked about Evo and Lad and Duck a good amount last week. What do you think about
Yeah,
the
yeah.
balance, the balancing boy?
So high Evo, I'm gonna buy. Like I'm making
Yeah,
sure I have 6,000, so I buy him. He has whole
same.
new archetype. A lot of fun. It'll be a lot of fun. Just brand new stuff to do.
They buff
Um,
Luke Cage though, which sucks.
yeah, I know, but whatever.
Luke Cage,
It's fine.
Luke Cage owns them. I'm playing Engine High Evo for sure. And if they hold Luke Cage to turn 6, we're
Yeah,
passing Prio. I'm gonna call out what lane you're playing him in.
yeah.
We're coming. Luke
And you're just
Cage.
coming, Enchantress.
Yeah.
But yeah. So, shit. What did you ask?
What do you think
Forget.
about the Tribunal, the Balance
Oh,
Boy?
the Living Tribunal. They actually just buffed him. They buffed him. He
Yeah,
was 6'4". Now he's 6'6". I got a message on Discord. I
seems
think
kind of
that
nuts.
he. I don't know. I have to sit down and really think about him because I think it's like, oh, I could just buff up lanes with Iron Man and Mystique and stuff and get like 101 lane, but like, you know, Enchantress is around. Like, how often does that happen? And I don't know if he's gonna be good, okay, or just really bad. I don't think he's gonna be really, really good. I really don't. I think he's gonna be like a surprise factor kind of card, like a Heimdall. I think he's gonna be like a Heimdall.
Hmm.
That's what I think. I think you're gonna put him in, and it's gonna be like, oh, it balances everything. You're like, crap, because like in Snap, I don't know, like you play for 2 lanes. It only balances on your side.
Mhm.
So like if you're like winning 2 lanes, then you don't
I
care
think
if
he
the other
might be
player
really good.
balances.
I think he
Think so?
might be really good.
I mean, people might
Uh,
find some stuff to make him broken, but I mean, I don't know.
I'm not gonna buy it, but there's my thinking with it is there's so many obnoxious locations in this game, and
Oh, that for that too. You're right, actually.
just that reason alone, because you just pick one that you like to play in, you know. So say you got that one that's like +5 power to all your cards. So you
Yeah,
play 3 cards and Tribunal in there, and fucking GG. And then just anything like obviously that's a crazy example, or
yeah.
Shuri's Lab's a nutty example too. But there's
Well, yeah. If you get
usually
like,
one or two you don't want to play in, and this deck just lets you play in one location.
actually,
Now
yeah, I'm
Galactus is
kind of.
gonna rock your world. So if you get Galactus, you just lose with this deck. But other than that,
Yeah,
I
actually,
think it's gonna be ridiculous.
I feel like kind of an idiot. I didn't think about that. Like, I think him as like a tech card, maybe.
I
I
don't know.
don't
I
know.
think you have to. I think you have to build the whole deck around it, because if you don't
Maybe,
have
yeah, yeah,
everything
yeah, yeah,
kind of
yeah,
bunched up,
yeah, yeah,
maybe you're right. Maybe you're right, because a tech card, it's kind of like you got the Sanctum, you play it, and you just like added a Squirrel or a Doombot to the Sanctum, which is like really
yeah,
nice, right? Or the
yeah.
Rickety Bridge or something, right?
Yeah,
Where
maybe you
this
throw
card,
him
yeah.
in like maybe you throw him in like a Sarah Darkhawk. Well, not Sarah, maybe,
Mhm.
but like just any like deck with Darkhawk, a Dino Hawk deck,
Yeah.
and then just like you have big boys already, and then you have a
Mhm.
crappy location. Instead of playing one of your big boys on 6, you play him and it spreads them out.
Mhm.
You know,
Yeah,
like if
I
you're
think it's really good.
if you're
I don't
playing,
want to buy it. It sounds boring, but I think it's gonna be sick just because, like Claw is like feels great, like Mr. Fantastic, the Doctor Doom, like these cards feel really nice, and this
yeah,
seems like a super supercharged version of those cards.
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, that's true. That's true.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah, for 6 power, I don't know. I guess we'll see. I 100% will not spend 6,000 tokens on him. And if
No,
he's a
no.
big bad, I don't know if I ever will, unless like, because like I want to spend 6,000 tokens on things that are gonna be that I see being really fun. You know.
Yeah. Well, that's the thing
So
with it's like with Kang. It's the same thing with Kang, where it's like
yeah, it's
it seems like a really good card to me, but I don't think
yeah,
I'm ever gonna buy it. It just sounds boring. It's gonna make the game longer.
yeah,
It's kind of bullshit. The snap thing's bullshit. Like I don't really. I
yeah,
don't think I'm gonna do it.
yeah, yeah. I can't
Yeah.
see unless I'm like really far into the game, maybe 6 months from now, and I have everything
Mhm.
and have a bunch of tokens to spare, then
Mhm.
sure, maybe I'll do it. But
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know, unless he becomes broken for something. I mean, he already is kind of with the stupid snap mechanic, but yeah, I don't know. But yeah, this bundle, 10,000 tokens, I'm in. I'm probably
Yeah.
gonna purchase it in the next day or two.
Stonks. Stonks.
Stonks. But yeah, high Evo is the card I'm the most excited for. Period. I think Iron Lad's gonna be ridiculous as well. If I'm being honest, I think he's gonna be a ridiculous card.
Yeah, he might be broken. He might be broken, actually. Yeah.
Because
The fact that he's a 4/6 makes him probably broken.
I was just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I'm like, dude, he's a 4/6. Like,
Because he's probably better than Enchantress, honestly.
like if your next card is Doctor Doom and you pulling him, you just 4/6 Doctor Doom, 4/6 and Sarah 4/6. Like it's Sarah. Could you imagine Sarah on 4? That's 6 power. It's just insane. 4/6 Zabu. But you're not really gonna. But yeah, I mean, yeah, and he's Zabuable. He becomes a 3/6 with Zabu. So yeah, it's just the randomness is the obviously the wild thing, but you build your deck around it, and he just will. I think he's gonna be crazy.
There's got to be like at least 50 good cards to copy. Like,
well, I mean, like any of the
Yeah.
tech cards, a 4/6 Shang-Chi, a 4/6 Killmonger, a 4/6, anything. Enchantress,
Yeah.
which already is 2 4/6 Enchantresses.
Mhm.
Put him in a Darkhawk deck. You get another Rock Slide, another Korg,
Wait, or you get a Darkhawk.
Or you get a Darkhawk.
That would
Or
be
you get a 4/6 Darkhawk.
That's
You get a
nuts.
4/6 Dino. Like,
Yeah. It's probably something like that. I think would be the first thing that gets tried.
he's probably worth 6,000 tokens, but I will not
Mhm.
spend 6,000 tokens on him just because, like, I don't know. I want a card that's going to be a whole different thing for me to spend 6,000 tokens at this point.
Yeah.
He won't. I don't think he'll create a whole new deck. He will, but like a whole new, like, different thing. Like High Evo's just like it's like 7 cards in one or whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's really cool. But yeah. So I guess that's it. I mean, I guess one thing we could kind of talk about, which is kind of hot button topic, over the last week or so in the Marvel Snap scene is Galactus. What do you think about him? We talked about him a little bit last week.
Kneel before Galactus.
Have your thoughts changed at all?
I've had the same thoughts about him since I read the card when I first got the game. I said, "Well, this is kind of stupid." I mean, we talked about it last week. I don't think it's broken. I don't think it's overpowered. I don't even think it's that good of a deck, to be honest. And the stats have it around like 50% win rate, and that sounds about right because you're not always getting all your stuff off, right?
Yep.
So, but it's any card that doesn't let you play the game, kind of has to be looked at, right? Like Sandman doesn't let you play the game, Leech doesn't let you play the game, Galactus doesn't let you play the game. I mean, it's a different mini game. It's not Marvel Snap anymore. You're playing Galactus. You're in Galactus's world, and I think they should make him a 6/6 to kill the planet to the right. I think that's still sick. It still fits the lore. He blows up a planet, and honestly, it's more hype too. Like, imagine like your last turn, like that. Then you're gonna start playing like turn 6 Galactus. Like, oh, okay, you thought you were safe. What up? Like, there goes your left lane that you put all your cards on. Your tribunal lane. Oh, you're building living tribunal.
Do you still make him? He has to be the only card in the location.
Yeah, absolutely. Or it's totally broken if you don't do that. Yeah, it's the best card in the game by miles if you don't do that.
I know. I'm for it. I have him. But I think some people were calling for maybe like you can only play him on turn 5 or 6. That way, because a lot of people hate the Spider-Man interaction the most. That seems to be the thing that pisses people off the most. Wave on 3, Galactus on 4, Spider-Man on 5, GG no re. Like,
I'm okay on that. I mean, it's going to be Doc Ock every time.
People hate
if they do that.
Yeah.
But which is also super annoying, and you're still not playing Snap at that point. So it doesn't really solve the problem. It's kind of a Band-Aid solution.
Yeah.
But I do hope they don't touch Spider-Man or Doc Ock. That's my number one hope. Like, please
they're
don't
not
touch these guys.
No, June is Spider-Man month. They're not going to start nerfing Spider-Man cards before
Like
Spider-Man month.
he's not like a busted card at all. Like
They won't. They
he's
won't.
just a fine card. That's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
pretty cool effect. You know, like
Yeah. I don't. They're
I
not
hope
gonna.
they don't touch Spider-Man.
They won't. They won't. They're gonna
Yeah,
have to rework Galactus somehow, probably. Like
yeah,
I don't think he's broken, but yeah, playing him, I had a ton of fun playing him. I think he's
yes.
hilarious when it just
Mhm,
blows everything up. Even if
mhm.
you lose, I will say that when people, and I think it's like, I think it's cool if people like counter me like appropriately, like put Cosmos and stuff.
Yeah,
People
that's
get
GG. Mhm.
so aggressive. They get so aggressive. I've never had people spam emotes more, like so aggressively, than when I play Galactus. Like the little thumbs up, Miss Marvel.
I can't chirp because I literally do it. I do that every time.
People get so mad. I just laugh. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like emoting doesn't bother me. I think it's so funny.
It doesn't bother me
I give
either,
him a little
but
fist
it's like,
bump. You know, I give him a little
yeah.
fist bump. I'm like, hey man, that was a sick play. Like,
Yeah.
props to you. You know, because it was. But
And they go,
yeah, and this constantly, and you're like, oh, okay,
Mhm,
all right, bro. But yeah, but playing him a lot, like he was so fun. But then, like I
mhm,
said at the beginning of this pod, when we got to like the like 95, 96 rank,
mhm,
when it was sweaty, dude,
mhm,
everyone was playing Galactus. It was like Galactus versus Galactus mirrors I was having, and then I switched to other decks. It was all Galactus. I was like, oh man,
mhm.
okay, I kind of see what's going on here. It's just
That's when you tech in the super scroll and you play him on
yeah,
5, and then you play the null on 6, and you got like
yeah.
100 power. Easy win on the
Yeah.
mirror there.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. But I mean, like, it's just, yeah, it's just, if you're playing it all the time, it's just so not fun to play against all
Mhm.
the time. Once in a while is fine. But yeah, him being 10% of the meta or more is like, it's too much, I think. So do I
Yeah.
think he's broken by any means? No. Do I think he's an okay
No.
deck? Yeah, I think he's an okay deck. I think power level deck is completely fine where it is. Um, but yeah, just like I feel bad for the Galactus lovers because everyone that plays Galactus always has like an inked or gold Galactus. Like they just love playing
Oh yeah, all the
Fantastic.
variants. I've seen every variant
Yeah.
out there. Yeah.
And I feel bad for them because they just love their Galactus probably. But I
Mhm.
think for the health of the card game, it needs to be changed a little bit.
Yeah, that's why I think one planet's a good change, because
Yeah.
I think the Galactus players are gonna love that still. Like,
Yeah.
imagine you had control. You could kind of play a normal deck still, you know?
Yeah.
Like you could play the game like you're playing 2 lanes instead of 3. So you're still playing 2 lanes, right?
Yeah.
Like, and then as the Galactus player, you have some flexibility in how you build your deck. Like maybe you don't play Null, Nimrod, whatever. Maybe you play Iron Man. You know, maybe play Iron Man Onslaught. I don't know, like something that just hard win a lane, and then you blow up another one that
Yeah.
they're playing. You know, like that sounds kind of like it's like surprise, motherfucker. You know?
Yeah. maybe
Like,
just play a good old Warpath ongoing list.
yeah, actually, that's actually sounds sick. Yeah.
But
So,
then you can't because
yo,
he has to be the only card.
ramp, Orca, Galactus.
He has to be the only card in the lane. You can't play the
No,
other
no,
one.
you have two. You have two, right? And
Oh,
he only kills one lane.
yeah.
So your second lane is Orca. Oh
Well,
no, you're right, because you have to ramp. You have to ramp. Yeah,
and
that
you have
makes
to
sense.
play him in a lane.
Yeah, but okay, so you play Electro in a lane, right?
Oh, and you just destroy Electro on 5?
Yeah, exactly.
Nimrod. Oh, see if Nimrod was a 4, this would work. Oh no, with Electro though, you can play him on 4.
Mhm.
You play Nimrod
Easy.
on you ramp Electro, play Nimrod on 4,
Mhm.
Galactus on 5, and then Orca on 6. Wolverine on 2.
Yeah, well, yeah, Wolverine might cuck your Orca, so I don't think
It's
you
the
play
same.
Wolverine in his deck.
It's the same Galactus deck with
Yeah,
Orca. Same damn
Wolverine
deck.
will he'll land on that Orca lane every time,
Oh yeah,
and
that's true.
that's
Yeah. Oh
-5.
yes. So are the Nimrod. Oh man.
Yeah,
Then just play
yeah,
Destroyer then. Destroyer.
yeah. Yeah. Well, Destroyer already goes. Just I like the Destroyer plays in the Galactus decks. Like when it does turn into a Destroyer game, they go like Destroyer Null. Like it's. I think that's pretty cool.
Well, that's
Or
what I was
Shang-Chi.
doing. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I started doing after I was like, I don't want to be sweaty. I started playing
Mhm.
Destroyer, Nimrod, Galactus kind of decks, and they were so
Mhm.
much fun. I was not winning a
Yeah.
lot because I didn't know what I was doing, but it was hilarious.
Mhm. The punch, the Shang-Chi, and then they play Null after. I don't get mad at that one. I don't spam emotes to that one. You
Oh.
know, but I do spam emotes to Galactus every time.
That's great.
I'm not mad at it. I
Oh no,
gotta
I
let
know,
them
I know,
know. You know?
I know. Of
Yeah.
course, of course.
Yeah.
All right.
Mhm.
Well, I think that's pretty awesome. it's any final thoughts here?
No, I think it was a good pod. I'm okay if they don't change Galactus, but it's the same as the Sandman take from last week. It's like, I don't think it's overpowered. Shuri and Thanos were overpowered as shit.
Yeah, yeah,
Zabu was crazy overpowered. Silver Surfer was crazy overpowered. Galactus and Sandman are not overpowered, I think, but they are very annoying and not fun to play against. So if they balance the game based on that, then they do have to change it.
yeah, yeah. I agree. And if maybe with all the new cards, the Galactus decks, people will play a lot less of them. Maybe, who knows? And then maybe they don't have to change it because then he's maybe just such a low play rate that it doesn't
Maybe.
ruin everyone's experience. But if he stays
Mm.
at like 10%, yeah, I think they got to do something about it because you can't just play a game.
Yeah.
Like you can't just waste 5 minutes of your life at a time.
Yeah, 10% on a 6K card too is quite a bit. Like not everybody has this card,
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah.
It's wild. But yeah, so catch us out on YouTube at the Super Snap Pros. And yeah, until next time. Peace out.
Hey,
How can she stop?
how could you stop me?